Hello, I'm so pleased to have you today on another Legal Nugget. On today's Legal Nugget, we're going to talk about web development agreement. Before we go into web development agreement, let me briefly say something that when it comes to agreement, it is not only the offeror, by offeror, the person proposing, the client that is coming to you to inquire about your service, they're supposed to propose an agreement. Sometimes to also show your level of professionalism, you can also propose an agreement to that client, especially if the client doesn't know about any agreement or know about the ethics of that profession.
You need to let the client know that you know your onions, you know your work. And one way to let a client know that you know your onions or you know your work is to come prepared. How do you come prepared if you are offering a service? Is to have legal backing. How do you have legal backing? Is to have agreement. And this brings us to today's topic, web development agreement. If you're a web developer, I will advise you see through this because this topic is very important to your trade or profession. Me, I'm a legal service provider. If someone comes to a legal service, most especially a legal service that's going to span for a long period of time, I have agreements that I've already prepared, agreement templates that I have prepared to give to that client because I want to show that client that I am serious minded. Let me not take away the spotlight I'm meant to treat today. Web development agreement. As a web developer, note that it is not only your clients that can bring an agreement for you to sign. Sometimes clients are novice to these things. What clients know mostly is that you want a web developer to build something for them. If a client is coming as a novice, what will you do? You will show to the client that you know your onion, and that's where you come with your agreement. Now, if you as a web developer, you are having a template or you want to have a template of a web development agreement, there are 6 clauses that are very, very important in a web development agreement. Now, I'm not trying to underestimate the other clauses in the web development agreement, but I am saying that based on my observation, these are the 6 important clauses that are meant to be in your web development agreement. Number 1, your scope of work. Please always ensure you spell out in your agreement from where to where you are going to work on that website. If the website is already standing, it means that there are some little things you will do according to your client specifications. If you are building the website from the ground up, it should also be stated. Don't be vague when it comes to your scope of work. One ills of being vague in your scope of work is that you are going to work for less. Nobody wants to work for less, people. This is 2025. Get with the program. The second important clause in a web development agreement is your final deliverables. How are you delivering the website to the owner? What date are you delivering the website to the owner? What medium are you going to use to deliver the website to the owner? Third one, payments. How are you going to get paid? Web development payment clauses states that if a web developer builds to a certain extent, to a certain milestone, they will be paid a certain amount. If they build to the next milestone, they will be paid the other amount, and so on and so forth. Another web development agreement might also state that the full money will be paid from the onset. The full money will be paid to the web developer. Well, this is rare because nobody trusts anybody really, so don't hope on this. While others will state that they will pay 50% at the start of the work and pay 50% after the full work is delivered to the client. Whichever one you choose, please understand that this clause is important. State it explicitly. Another part under the payment clause is how is the money going to be paid? Was the agreement contracted in naira or in foreign currencies? What bank, what medium is it going to be paid through? Is it through bank transfer, check payment, wire transfer, etc.? These must be stated. People, I know why I'm saying this. It's important. The fourth clause is the right before payment clause. The right before payment clause is who owns the website before payment is made in full. It should be stated. There's right after payment clause. Right after payment clause states who owns the website after the payment has been made in full. These clauses are important. This is to avoid every and any legal battle or tussle. And the final clause is feedback and acceptance. This is important as well. Feedback and acceptance is basically the acceptance process of the work by the client. So it states how many days the client has to accept a work, how many days the client has to reject a work, the implied consent of a client if the client refuses to state when to accept or when to reject. This clause is very important too. These are the 6 main clauses in a web development agreement. I'm not saying that the other clauses are not important, but I'm saying as a web developer or a client, when we want to talk about a web development job, these 6 clauses are pertinent. They are discussions that you cannot run away from. So yes, this is it. If you want to set up a web development agreement, these are the 6 main clauses. Like I always say, don't just be in business, but be smart in business. My name is Tamna Nimitekena, a business lawyer. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. Thank you.